The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guest and are not necessarily those of WPSL or WSTU. This station does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without the express permission and written consent of this station. Phone lines are open for your questions and comments. Call 220-9788 or 340-1590. And now, here's your host.
And you're in the studios with the Treasure Coast car guys. Gary Mariarossi from Treasure Coast Lexus here, your host today. Welcome back.
Thank you, Veronica. How are you?
I'm great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So is our cool weather coming anytime soon?
Somebody said third week in October. I heard somebody say you can use your pool into the third week of October. So I'm trying to see if they're right. And I don't remember where I heard that, though.
I'm not so sure about that. You know, we got kind of
Well, when you live here a really, really long time, if it's not hot, then it's cold.
Very true. And I'm okay with that. We got like a little. We woke up Saturday morning, and it was in the upper 60s in the morning. It was beautiful, and
I must have slept in because I missed that.
Oh, it was wonderful, and
I thought this morning was a little bit cool too because I was out early this morning.
Yeah,
it had that cooler breeze.
I know I felt it Saturday, and I was like, okay, so here it is. The great weather's here, and by 11 o'clock it was 90 degrees again, and because we were grilling out in front of the dealership. And I was melting again, so it's not here yet. Just a little tease.
Yeah, I saw some sort of outdoor event where a lot of people were wearing jackets, and I went, "They're wearing jackets already?" And then I thought, "Wow, are you spoiled?"
Wow, yeah, no jackets.
That you don't even
yet.
realize that people up north are wearing jackets.
Oh my goodness,
I'm bad.
Well, here we are. So ready to go again. Another Tuesday. Here we are into October. It's not the third week yet, so
no. But we'll see if we can use our pool in that third week or not.
Okay. Good luck.
Without
with
a
that.
heater.
Without a heater.
Without a heater.
Well, of course. So into October, and my gosh, hard. Just so hard to believe that here we are in the fourth quarter of the year, which
it's been a quick year.
Quick. Is not the word.
Yeah.
It
didn't you just get here from somewhere else? Didn't you just move here?
I feel like it. I feel like we just unpacked boxes and it was right after Irma and all that.
Okay.
All that.
So you've been here a year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, we got here end of September last year. So we were delayed because of Irma. We were all packed up in North Carolina
with nowhere to go.
10 days, very 10 very long days.
Yeah.
Because everything in our house was put away, packed, taped up.
Yep.
We had a stack of paper plates and a couple of plastic forks, and that was it. And we just kept waiting. First we had to wait because the storm was coming.
Okay.
Then we had to wait because the storm came and flooding and roads closed. And then finally, roads opened. And then where we were moving into, no power.
Okay,
so,
right.
So it was a total of 10 days before we actually, trucks pulled up, loaded us, and we were off.
Yeah, we were one of the first people who had no power. I mean, it was still light out and we lost our power. My neighbor next door still had power, but for some reason I must be on a different line. So we were like, boop, and we were one of the last people to get our power back.
Yep.
So
that seems like it was just yesterday.
It's always us without the power.
We fortunately we didn't experience that because they just told us
don't come
yet.
Yeah,
but that was a year ago, and it just amazes me that, my gosh, that year is just a blink.
It is
Just an absolute blink. So here we are in the fourth quarter, which traditionally for Lexus is by far our busiest, best quarter, and of course that's where we have a lot of our promotions, and it's a great time for us. They load us up with inventory, and so great selection, great specials.
Now, is that because of the outgoing year or the incoming new cars?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
So, we've got some 2018s left, and of course on those vehicles, I mean, you've got just some phenomenal deals. RXs are out there and RXLs. You can take up to $6,000 off one of those cars, and that's not typical, for Lexus. We normally don't have that kind of incentives on our vehicles. So, if you're saying, "Gosh, I was waiting for my best deal," that time is now.
Yeah.
Before they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, "Oh, there's plenty. That's just car guy talk." Well, I have right now. I have in 2018s, we have one ES350 left, 2018, and
Yeah,
NX.
so not a lot of selection there.
No,
You got one to pick
if
from.
you like silver, we've got
Okay.
we've got your car.
car's waiting for you.
We have one NX 300 left, 2018. So when we say,
Yeah.
if you want your best deal, come do it now. That's not an exaggeration,
Sure.
because Lexus does a great job of managing their inventory and not flooding dealers with last year's models. They really do a fabulous job. So we do have some 2018 RXs left, some 2018 RXLs left, and we've got the 2018 LSs. Some great incentives on those right now, and that is just a absolutely gorgeous car. So we've got some great deals on 18s, and the 19s have started to arrive. So if you were waiting for the 19, here they are. And in particular, leading the way is the brand new, completely redesigned 2019 ES350. And that car, spectacular. It looks like a baby LS. The LS, which we got earlier this year, which is completely redesigned as well. You can see, the ES has that DNA, and in fact, we've had many guests mistake the new ES for an LS.
Okay.
They'd ask where the ESs are because they didn't want an LS. So no, that is an ES. So
yeah, that's great.
they did a great job and upgraded, of course, all the technology. You've got Alexa in those cars now, Apple CarPlay.
Which I have to remind everyone, you can listen to WPSL on Alexa and
Thank
Apple
you.
CarPlay. So.
Great
Little
segue.
plug.
That was beautiful. So yes, you can. And so upgraded all the technology, safety features, but the look of the car, fantastic. It is actually quieter and has a better ride than the 18, if that was possible.
Wow.
So handling is phenomenal. Just a home run. They did a fabulous job on the car, and we do have the 19s now. So come on and take one for a ride. You'll be very impressed with the 19s this year. They've added, because in the 18s up till 18, you had basically the ES350. You could add an F Sport package to it, and that was about it. You had the hybrid version.
Okay.
So now, of course, we've got an F Sport package on the ES. We've got the regular ES. We've got the F Sport model. We have the luxury package. We have the ultra luxury package. And for the first time, in the ES, we have an F Sport. You couldn't get an F Sport in an ES. That was exclusive to LSs. We did RXs had some F Sports. NXs had some F Sports, but we couldn't do that in an ES. And if there was one criticism of the ES up to 2018, great car, but some people said it was a little boring, design-wise.
Okay.
So you take that ES F Sport, that is not a boring car by any stretch of the imagination, and the handling. It's fabulous. I mean, it really did a good job, and they've given us a lot more choices as well. Still have the hybrid ES300H. They did some upgrading on that hybrid, and now the combined fuel mileage on that car is EPA estimate 44 miles to the gallon.
Okay, so you're getting luxury, you're getting sport, you're getting gas mileage, and you've got a phenomenal company standing behind that vehicle.
It is. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park. They really, really did. And that hybrid model, great performance, and I mean, in a mid-size sedan, and that ES has plenty of room. I mean, you can put 4 or 5 adults in that car, and
Okay.
without anybody, having their knees in their chest, or you've got plenty of room. I'm 6'3", and I can be driving that car, and my son can sit behind me who's 6'1" and be comfortable.
That's amazing.
That
actually.
really is.
Yeah.
And then to combine that with 44 miles to the gallon, I mean, that's what I get in my CT.
I mean, I've walked up to cars that have back seats, and I've gone, I could put my purse back there, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Maybe a grocery bag, not
It's
a
like
human.
when I'm driving my CT.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can drive it, and I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
No one's going to sit behind me.
But that's your car, and you're zooming around.
My
in it
dog
by
sits
yourself.
behind me.
Yeah.
He's comfortable.
There you go.
But I get 42, 43 miles to a gallon in my CT, and that's half the size of the ES. So to have that combination, like you said, of luxury, performance, dependability, efficiency, and then to get 44 miles to the gallon is just, that to me is an amazing accomplishment. So
It is.
come down, take a look, drive one. You will not be disappointed. They're gorgeous, gorgeous cars. Great job. And of course, as we've talked about, we pretty much talk about each week, mention this show and negotiate your best deal, and then mention the show and take an extra $500 off whatever your rock bottom negotiated price is. And that's just for our listeners. So take advantage of it and come in now. Again, while we still have 18s, if that's what you're looking for that great deal, that last chance to get that great deal on the 18s. Or if you want to get first shot at the 19s, they are here. So come and get them.
And that extra $500.
And that extra $500.
Just keep that one to yourself till you're ready to put that down payment.
Right.
And they'll go,
Don't say anything up front.
By the way.
Well, because people say, oh, I know that trick. I tell you about that, and then you just, you somehow raise the price, and, you're not really giving me a discount. So that's why we say, no, don't say anything about it. Keep that in your hip pocket. Negotiate your best deal. And then when it's time to sign paperwork, then you tell us.
It's like a coupon. I love that. Radio
Yes, it
coupon.
is.
Like you're in the aisle of the grocery store. You bring those coupons out last.
Absolutely.
So hang on to that till the very end.
Say, here you go. Here are my coupons.
Gary said so.
He did. So take advantage of it. Come on down, and again, great selection in some 18s, and not in ESs or NXs, unfortunately. One of each, but come and get it. Come get the last one, and but a good selection of RXs, which is our best seller. So
And then you have bragging rights too. You can go around saying, "I got the last one."
I got the last one, and I got a great deal.
Yeah.
And then the 19s are here. So come be the first one and get those. Come drive the ES. You will not be disappointed. Fabulous, fabulous car. So wanted to talk a little bit today, Veronica, about with these new cars coming out and with the 19s coming out. And, people hear things like Alexa and Apple CarPlay and,
Google Home. Well, Google Home would be at home, not in your car. But
Right.
I got to get my technology straight here.
So, I know a lot of our guests go, oh, my gosh, my head's going to explode. More technology.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk a little bit about our, how we handle that and about our technology and delivery specialists and our staff. And, that department is headed up by Diane Spencer, who just does an amazing job. And Rick is in that department too. Rick Russell, wonderful, wonderful job. Mark also in that department. So we have three folks that their only job, their reason for being in the dealership is simply to assist our guests with all the technology that is now in these new cars. And, through 2018, the technology was pretty extensive. As we roll into 2019, we take another giant leap forward in technology.
Because it's much more than just rolling down the road now. I mean, look at all the things you could do while you're driving. Or look at all the things the car does for you while you're driving.
That's, that is it. And to know the difference between the two, well, what does the car do for me? And what do I actually have to do to take full advantage of all the great features that are in this car? And, Lexus, we've talked about this before. They're just so smart. They modeled the technology department after the Genius Bar at Apple. And that's a pretty good model to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And because what Apple figured out many moons ago is that if people get comfortable with your technology, people get comfortable, it's like learning a foreign language in a lot of ways. They, build great value. So why am I paying that much for that iPhone? Why am I paying that much, for that tablet or that iMac?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you know and you see and you understand how to use all that technology, oh, okay.
And it's easy. It's easy. My one gripe right now about Windows 10 is why is everything hid? They hid everything.
Yep. And they make it difficult to...
We've gone through all of these different changes, and we've learned it one way, and it's like they threw us a curveball.
Right. Well, and that's where problems come in. So Apple figured out that we're going to have folks that, their only job is going to be to teach our customers how to use our technology. And, so I have an iPhone. And the thought, it creates great brand loyalty too. Because the thought, even when I have some problems with my iPhone and people go, oh, you should get an Android, you won't have any of those problems. The thought of learning how to use an Android at this point is horrifying to me.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done a great job of conditioning me to use their technology, basically to speak their language.
Right.
And so we modeled it after that because, who do we compete against in the luxury segment? You've got Japanese cars, you've got German cars. Those are the two big segments, if you want to call it that. And our technology is completely different than how the Germans do it. It's so funny. I mean, sometimes I'll get in a German car and I'm like, how do I move the seat back again?
Does everything feel backwards?
It feels, it's just, how do I start this car?
Right.
I mean, it literally gets to that point sometimes. Okay. And so with our vehicles, not only are they great vehicles, but when we can have our guests completely comfortable with how to use everything in our vehicle, it builds great loyalty because
well, it has to be user-friendly. Otherwise, people won't use it.
Right.
And then they'll feel like they bought something that they wasted money on.
Or they don't even know it's there.
Right.
It has to be user-friendly. But even though we build this technology and it is user-friendly, if no one shows you how to use it, it's not user-friendly.
Right.
Because, how many people are going to sit there and read the 300-page owner's manual, to teach themselves?
And sometimes you read it and you're still not sure.
No, it's a technical manual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't learn that way. You show me how to do something, then you make me do it myself.
And then right.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our guests are that way. So by having delivery and technology specialists, again, that is their only job, what we've done is we have created tremendous value in the technology that's in our vehicles. And we've enhanced that ownership experience. And we've created even greater brand loyalty. So, again, Lexus is pretty darn smart.
I mean, you told me about how Lexus took into consideration that women have long nails. How are you going to press all the buttons? I mean, that's really something that they took the actual consumer into consideration.
When they redesigned the RX, yes, the design team were all men. But Lexus knows that 80% of the RX drivers are women. Mm-hmm. So they made the entire design team it was over a year. Every day they came to work, they'd have to wear fake fingernails. And so that they would design all the controls and switches and buttons to be user-friendly.
That's amazing.
For the women. That's attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
So with our delivery and technology specialists, they will spend 30 minutes with you, 15 minutes with you, an hour with you.
You have to go home with me?
They come to your house.
That's amazing.
We call Diane the garage door whisperer because sometimes people will get home and they just can't figure out how the heck do I program this garage door
can't
opener?
get in.
Yeah, because they don't have to carry their remote. It programs to the car. And she is all week long, she's driving out to people's homes and programming their garage door for them. That's just something you don't get anywhere else.
Sure.
I mean, how many manufacturers, how many car companies are going to send somebody out to your house to program your garage door opener for you after you bought the car?
They're probably not.
Probably not.
No.
This is the first I've ever seen. But that's all part of this program. The most common way people take advantage of it is after they buy the car, before they leave the dealership, they meet with one of our team of technology specialists, and the first thing they'll do, of course, is pair their cell phone so they can use the hands-free, and that's much safer. And of course, we're all about safety, so we want them to do that. They can use their voice commands. They download all their contacts, so I can just talk to my car and say, call Veronica, and it does. So that's the first thing that we do, and the first thing we teach people to use. Then we get into the safety features and how to use Apple CarPlay, how to use Alexa, how to use all the features that are on the vehicle, and also to disclose, for lack of a better term, the features that are on the vehicle. I think I told you this story once when Lexus started this program. Yeah, they're modeling it after Apple CarPlay, and I thought, okay, well, that sounds like a pretty good idea. That ought to be okay. I wasn't over the moon about it. I thought, well, that sounds okay. It sounds pretty good. And the very first guest who bought a car from us goes through the delivery specialist process, the very first time. And the guest had purchased a 2014 ES350 and traded in their 2013 ES350. And she came out of the delivery process, and I was anxious to say, well, how'd that go? What did you think?
Sure.
You're the first one. Congratulations. And she said, oh, my gosh, amazing. She said, I didn't realize, that this car had all these features on it. My last car didn't have any of that stuff. And, we were all a little embarrassed because her last car had the same exact features that her new car did. And that, I said, okay, well, Lexus did it again. They nailed it because they knew that.
Yeah, isn't it so cool? This year's model is so much more advanced.
So much more advanced than my last car. And we were all saying to ourselves, that, oh my gosh, her 13 had the same exact features. And she had no idea.
They were untouched.
She had no idea they were there, and obviously never used them. So then it was, okay, well, I guess this is more than just a pretty good idea. And we've been rolling with it since, and it is just
Is he going that
amazing.
extra mile and letting her know exactly what her car is capable of doing?
And teaching her how to do it.
Someone didn't do that last time.
No, we kind of left it to her to figure it out. Kind of like Windows 10.
We're all like in the dark going, where's the start button?
Right.
I know, how do I make this work?
I
Where's
mean,
my stuff?
You have to figure it all out yourself. Who wants to do that?
So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to check in with the FNN and Florida News here on WPSL and WSTU. You're listening to the Treasure Coast Car Guys, and we'll be back with more. Stay
FNN News, I'm Deborah Roberts. Florida U.S. Senator Bill Nelson continues working with local leaders in the Panhandle, learning what they need from Washington and getting the ball rolling on it. He's also updating people on how things stand.
We're in Bluntstown, Calhoun County, on the west bank of the Apalachicola River. Calhoun, just like all these other small rural counties, really got hit hard.
Nelson, who says he's impressed with what he calls the can-do spirit displayed by storm survivors, said he's been told it could be more than a month before the outlying areas of Calhoun County get electricity restored. A little further west, Florida residents say they're grateful that President Trump visited areas affected by Hurricane Michael. Lynn Haven City Manager Michael White says the city can feel a sense of relief knowing the federal government is here to help.
And I think it's just a great morale booster for all the people. As you see, everybody's lost everything.
And White says donations of all supplies are welcome as the community tries to rebuild.
The needs are enormous. We need tarps, we need things to cover roofs, makeshift shelters for people.
Lynn Haven is just one of many Florida communities along the Gulf Coast that saw buildings completely devastated by the Category 4 storm. White says he rode out the storm in the City Commerce building, which was partially destroyed by the catastrophic winds. Lynn Haven city officials estimate that more than 80% of the town north of Panama City is damaged in some way. But here's some good news. Only a few people remain unaccounted for in Mexico Beach. With a small amount of cell service now restored, surviving victims have finally been able to check in and let authorities know they are alive. A few days ago, more than 250 were listed as missing. The death toll in Florida currently stands at 11. With news on the Florida News Network, I'm Deborah Roberts.
If you're in the market for a walk-in tub, stop and listen to this. Now you can buy direct from the manufacturer and save more than 50%. You won't pay $20,000. You won't pay $15,000. You won't even pay $10,000. Boca walk-in tubs are made right here in America by veterans. We're certified and virtually 100% of our tubs are made in the USA. A Boca walk-in tub is made from gel coat fiberglass. Other manufacturers use acrylic, which is basically plastic. We can deliver a walk-in tub anywhere in the U.S. and have it installed in no time at all. And everybody that calls right now can save $500 towards the purchase of a new walk-in tub. Call now and learn how to get a walk-in tub and save more than 50% off retail prices.
Call 800-308-4917. 800-308-4917. 800-308-4917. Again, that's 800-308-4917.
Governor Rick Scott won't get the chance to name 3 Florida Supreme Court justices as he leaves office.
Republicans who control state government have complained for years that the Florida Supreme Court is too liberal because it has ruled against them on high-profile issues like abortion, private school vouchers, and public records. 3 of the justices are leaving in January because they've reached the age limit, and their resignations take effect the same day the new governor is sworn in. Governor Rick Scott insisted he should be the one to make the appointments, but the High Court has issued what's known as a writ of quo warranto, forbidding him from taking action. They say the new justices should be picked by the new governor, not the old one. Rick Flagg, Tallahassee.
Bystanders are credited with stopping a possible kidnapping at Orlando International Airport. Police say 49-year-old Alfredo Sanchez of Kissimmee grabbed an 8-year-old girl this weekend near Terminal B and started walking away with her. The girl screamed and witnesses subdued Sanchez until officers arrived. The girl wasn't hurt and Sanchez is charged with attempted kidnapping. I'm Deborah Roberts, FNN News.
Treasure Coast Toyota of Stuart on South Federal Highway is the best choice on the Treasure Coast. When shopping for your next car, truck, or sport utility, choose from some of the most reliable names in the business: Camry, Corolla, and Avalon. If it's economy you're looking for, test drive a Prius hatchback. Need more space? Check out the Prius wagon. At Treasure Coast Toyota of Stuart, incentives are available on many models from economy cars to sport utilities like the RAV4, Land Cruisers, and 4Runners, plus pickup trucks. Test drive a Tacoma or Tundra today. Visit the Treasure Coast Toyota of Stuart website and find out more about the Toyota Tire Savings event going on now. From batteries and oil changes to transmission replacements, the service department at Treasure Coast Toyota of Stuart is dedicated to maintaining top-tier customer service. Visit today, 5101 South Federal Highway in Stuart, and go online, treasurecoasttoyotaofstuart.com. Toyota, let's go places. You're listening to the Treasure Coast Car Guys on WPSL Digital 1590 and WSTU Digital 1450. Phone lines are open for your questions and comments. And now, here's your host.
And you're back in the studios with the Treasure Coast Car Guys and Gary Mariarossi from Treasure Coast Lexus. Welcome back.
Hey, Veronica. Good to be back. So we were just talking about technology and our technology and delivery specialists, and
you guys make technology easy. I mean, sometimes it can be kind of intimidating.
Yes. Well, with all 3, with Diane, Rick, and Mark, they're not only are they very knowledgeable and so they know the technology, which is a big
in
step.
every car, right?
In every car.
Every model.
And they know how to troubleshoot. They know. I mean, they're just very, very technically savvy, very good at what they do, knowledge-wise. But here's the real wrinkle that separates us from everybody else. They are extraordinarily patient.
Okay.
Because, the majority of our guests, great majority of our guests are my age or older. And so, I'm a dinosaur. I'm not a technically savvy individual. I mean, I'll figure my way around, but I need somebody to explain it to me. I'm not reprogramming anything myself.
Right.
Somebody needs to show me how to do that. So that's the skill that I think, really separates them from everyone else, and that they bring to the table, and that our guests appreciate more than anything, because we've got plenty of people that know it. And I always use my son as an example. My son, the millennial. He is as knowledgeable about that stuff as anyone.
Yeah. I'd like to see what he would do with a rotary phone. Could he make a call?
I don't know. He'd turn it into a planner or something. I don't know. He wouldn't know what to do with it. But, when I'll call him, I'm having a problem with, with my Windows 10. And I'll call him, and he's so, impatient. Okay, Dad, you hit this button, you do this, you go, I turn that on, go there, you see that window, and I'm like, wait a minute, my computer's still turning on.
Yeah.
And he's 5 minutes ahead of me already. So it's great to have the knowledge, but for what our technology specialists do, it's just as important, if not more so, to be patient and to have the ability to teach it to somebody else. Just because I know it doesn't mean that I can teach it to you.
Right.
And that's the skill that they really bring to the table that our guests, appreciate more than anything. And we tell every guest the same thing, and luckily we've convinced more and more of them to take advantage of it. Our guests are so funny sometimes. We tell them when we go through the technology with them the first time when they take delivery of the car, it's a lot. It's a lot of information. So we
little tech overload?
A little bit.
Okay.
So we tell them that, look, it's perfectly normal that you don't retain 100% of what we're explaining to you. So we want you to come back. And our guests are so funny. They'll go, oh, I don't want to be a pest. I don't want to come back. And we're like, no. You don't understand. That's why these people are here. That is their only job. That's what they do. So we want you to come back because, again, we don't want you to get frustrated with the technology. We want you to use it. You paid for it. So we want you to have that great experience. Right. So we have guests that come back 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And we love to see them, and we love for them to come back because now we know they're taking advantage of the technology specialist, the service we provide, and they're going to be using the technology in their vehicles. So we love to see them back again. We get a little nervous when we don't, quite frankly. Now, we have some guests that are pretty tech savvy, so they get it, they get it.
And if they're going from one Lexus into the newer model, they've had some of it already.
Right. So we just have to basically get them proficient at the new technology, what we've added. But to have the ability to not only get a tutorial the day you take delivery, because most deliveries are like, hey, here's your owner's manuals, here are your 2 keys.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there just going, give me the keys, give me the keys.
I put the tag on your car, and hey, enjoy your new car, have a great day.
Right.
That's the way most deliveries go. For us to sit down with somebody for as long as you want and have them sit in the car with you and show you how to use everything in your car and to set everything for you, to get your seats set to the right setting, set your radio stations for you. I mean, just the simplest things that you don't really think of. And to teach you everything in that car and how to use it is wonderful. To be able to come back as often as you need to and to get a refresher course, to me, that's what really separates Lexus from everybody else, in the luxury field. That kind of attention to detail, that kind of commitment to our guests being 1,000% happy with their purchase and with their vehicle, and not getting frustrated because, gosh, I don't know how to use that stupid thing.
But on another lot, the salesperson may not know how that particular vehicle works.
No.
So having someone who knows all the little tricks and all the little features is important.
And the salesperson, quite frankly, is going to probably be too busy to spend 45 minutes, or an hour with you to really go through it. And, in the age of specialization, right? Not every salesperson is going to be as patient as our technology specialists either. Our salespeople know the technology. I don't know that I would call every one of them ultra patient when it would be time to teach that to somebody else. So we've got the people that are patient,
Right.
that are knowledgeable, and that will finish up that purchase experience on a really high note. And then, again, we tell people, come on back in, because, once you leave here, drive the car for a week or two. And then, the term I've always heard is, then you'll know what you don't know. Then you'll know what you remembered and what you didn't remember from the first go. And, just write it down, and then you come back in and we'll go through all those things that you're struggling with again and bring you up to speed on those. So it's a great service. Again, when you're shopping for luxury cars on the Treasure Coast, that a lot of people don't think about that when they're deciding, well, which car should I purchase? They're all great cars. I mean, they're all wonderful cars. But, who's gonna do that with you and really give you the full value of what you're purchasing? And not relying on your grandson to show you how to use everything when you get home.
When he comes to visit.
Right.
When he finally comes to visit.
Right. So, and you can call in as many times as you want. People do all the time. Call in. I've got a quick question. Hey, Diane.
Even with FaceTime, because you guys, of course, you're
with you.
tech savvy over there. You can FaceTime and go,
do it all the
this thing
time.
here is not doing what, am I doing it wrong or what's going on here?
We do it all the time. But to have that support, and again, it's just a great enhancement, and it's such a Lexus thing. It's just one of those touch points that Lexus always ahead of the curve, always the first to do things like this.
I like that. It's a Lexus thing.
It is. It's it's so much who we are. It's again part of our DNA. It's all about the guest experience, and this is a major part of it now. 10 years ago, it wouldn't have held as much value. But where we are today and with advanced technology in these vehicles, I don't see how you cannot do it this way. I just don't. And you could, and a lot of people do, but it's just not going to be the same experience. And, again, Lexus, Treasure Coast Lexus, we're only interested in one thing, and that's a customer for life. We're not interested in selling you one car. And, the Delivery and Technology Specialist program is just another reason, to keep doing business with us, and it enhances that loyalty. And I can't say enough about the program. They do an amazing job. The emails, the letters, the comments I get from guests, they absolutely love it. So if you want that type of experience from beginning through the end and past the end of your purchase, come to Treasure Coast Lexus, and that's what you'll get.
Well, the technology really, it has no purpose if the customer doesn't know how to use it and doesn't bother to even try.
No.
So the automakers are doing this because this is what people want. They want more technology. But if they can't use it, then it might as well not be there.
It's like my phone. I'm sure I use probably 50% of the features.
Yeah,
that
I know that my phone does more than
can
what
actually do.
Yeah, I kind of answer it when it rings.
I can send a text, take some pictures. But I'm not using it to its full capability.
Right.
I know I'm not.
Right.
And that's what we want to avoid with our cars.
Right.
We want people to use every ounce of that technology because it just enhances that experience.
And
of
there's
driving and owning
more
the car.
coming down the road. There will always be more or more better.
Every day it changes.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Which is great. Because it's all about making the cars safer.
I'm still waiting for them to hover and fly.
Well, who was it? The one of the guys who started Google says he'll have his first flying car out in 2020. So they're coming.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's a car.
Yeah, or if it's really a plane
a
that
go-kart,
just, yeah, just,
maybe a
that
little.
but that would still be fun.
It's still flying.
That would still be
But
fun.
he says it's coming. So look, everything's coming.
There's a gas commercial where they have this thing that hovers in, and there's a man sitting in there. It looks like an egg. Have you ever seen that commercial? I want one of those.
Yeah.
I want one of those.
Well, look, today's science fiction is tomorrow's reality,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess if you can imagine it, you can dream it.
Yeah, we finally caught up to Star Trek.
They'll finally figure out how to build it.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, flying cars are coming eventually. Hopefully, I'll see it. But right now, we're four wheels on the ground, and
the best four wheels you can get.
100%.
Yeah.
Technology is wonderful, and you combine that with our cars are amazing. And Lexus's tagline, experience amazing. The technology and delivery specialists just continue, that belief. So come to Treasure Coast Lexus and experience that.
If we compare cars now to when those first cars were rolling off the assembly line, in Michigan, those first Fords.
Yep.
Wow. Look where we've come with vehicles.
And it's not that long a period of time, in the grand scheme of things,
Mm-hmm.
right? 60, 70 years, to go from that to where we are today, absolutely amazing. And the pace of the advances just gets faster and faster and faster.
But I mean, really, it just seems as though Lexus is out front with everything that is what's being offered in a vehicle today. I mean, a lot of vehicles have more things than they used to, but to package it the way that Lexus does, they are out in front of everyone else.
100%. And with the technology and delivery specialists, we're miles ahead of everybody else. And we hear it all the time. We'll take people from other brands, other makes, who will give Lexus a try, and they are completely blown away when we get to the technology and delivery part. They're absolutely amazed. So experience amazing. Come to Treasure Coast Lexus and experience that for yourself. Great cars, great deals, and great support after you purchase the vehicle. Not, hey, that's on page 332 in your owner's manual.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
Here's your keys. Enjoy your car.
So with October here, also want to talk a little bit about pre-owned cars.
Okay.
And that's always a big part of our operation. And because we do a great job, and Lexus gives us all these great new cars to sell with all this wonderful technology and fantastic specials that are going on, we take in a lot of trades. And so most of those trades are in fabulous condition. Our guests are amazing. We are so fortunate. Our guests take great care of their cars. Very rarely do I see a car come in on trade that was, what I would say beat up.
But again, you guys help to let the customer can take better care of their car because again, you're right there to help them.
We are, but our guests are, they're just, it's important to them. They take care of their stuff, and their car is one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So we're also very fortunate in this market that, a lot of our guests, are here part-time. They're up north for part-time. And so many of our vehicles come in with extremely low miles. So that makes, that's a great formula to have a very, very high-end used car business. So our pre-owned cars look much different than most other car lots, with pre-owned cars.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's October and the snowbirds are returning.
They are.
So do you think that you'll see an uptick in people coming in looking for that 2019?
Oh,
trading
we will.
in great used Lexuses?
But just as importantly, what we see an uptick in, and we've already started to see it, we see an uptick in trade-ins.
Okay.
And so now, typically I'll have about, 30, low 30s, number of pre-owned cars on my lot. we're close to 45 now.
Okay.
Which is wonderful for the consumer because we've got the best selection we've ever had. And again, most of these vehicles that come in are one owner,
Low miles.
Obsessed over, not just well taken care of. Great service records. I can't say how many times guests trade a car in and they give me a file, that's 4 inches thick, and here are all my service records. It's just, it's amazing because I've worked in other markets where that's not how it normally goes.
Okay.
That's really exclusive to this market, to have it as high a percentage of the time as it happens here. So most of the vehicles we have on our lot in pre-owned are Lexus, and the great majority of those are L certified.
Awesome.
And the L certified, we've talked about, that on this show before. L certified. And
almost better than new. Almost.
Some people think it is. And L certified, you get a Lexus factory comprehensive warranty. Okay. Lexus factory warranty. Comprehensive, so we're not just talking about the powertrain.
I was just going to say, not the extended powertrain warranty.
Right.
Yeah.
The engine falls out of the car and we'll fix it.
Which is really major.
Because as most people tell me, it's a Lexus. The engine doesn't fall out of the car. So, getting back, though, and full circle, technology. The reason a Lexus comprehensive warranty is so important today, again, no, I'm not worried about the engine falling out of the car. What I am worried about is the technology that are in all these cars now, including the pre-owned cars. Because if you do your scheduled maintenance, as all our guests do, and you do your oil changes when you're supposed to, and you change the fluid when you're supposed to, and you change the transmission fluid when you're supposed to, that vehicle will be very good to you.
Sure. Hundreds of thousands of miles.
It will. So that's not the part we're worried about. But what maintenance do you do for a navigation system? What maintenance can you do for blind spot monitors?
And who hasn't had a used vehicle in the past that the power window motor no longer goes up and down?
That's it. So those are the things we worry about, in particular the technology, because there is no maintenance for those things. Those are all computer driven. And the other common denominator is they're all very expensive. So if you buy a used car somewhere else and it doesn't have that comprehensive warranty, they give you the nice powertrain warranty, and your backup camera goes, well, guess what?
You're backing up old school.
Oh, boy. Or you're paying a couple $1,000s, to have it replaced. That's why we love the certified program and why we feel it is so important to have that as part of our package. The technology. And the technology, we're here in Florida, right? It's considered an extreme climate. It gets pretty hot out there in the summertime, doesn't it?
It does. Well, even now, and it's not summer anymore. It's still hot out there.
So all these computer driven features and functions,
they're sitting out in the heat
all day long. And just imagine leave your laptop and your computer for a couple months. It could affect the performance, I would think, or shorten the life of it. So look, again, I'm a dinosaur. I'm no technology expert, but I know that
you can't cook a laptop. Yeah,
that affects the longevity and the ability, and the functionality of all this technology. So that's why we love the certified program. When you purchase a certified vehicle from us, it includes that certified warranty. Again, from Lexus. That's good at any Lexus store in the United States, just like when you buy a new car. The difference is when you buy a new car, you get 4 years, 50,000 miles, whichever comes first, right?
Okay.
On the L certified, you get 6 years from the original sale date. So if you're looking at a 2017 that was purchased a year ago originally, then you have about 5 years of warranty left. New car 4 years, L certified 5 years. And instead of 50,000 miles, it expires. On the L certified, you get unlimited miles.
That's amazing.
Now, a lot of people go,
no,
that can't be right. I must have misheard him. He didn't mean that, did he? Oh, yes, we mean it. Unlimited miles from Lexus. That's crazy.
Yeah, on all the little stuff, like the seat motor, if it's
you said the power window motor.
Yeah,
right?
power window, just the little things.
It's like a new car. It doesn't cover wear and tear items. The example I always use is, it doesn't cover windshield wiper blades because those wear out and have to be replaced.
Sure.
But it does cover the windshield wiper motor if it stops.
Which is more important than covering the blades.
Yes, you'll pay for the blades,
yeah,
right?
No problem.
But you don't want to pay to replace the motor. So it does not cover wear and tear items, covers mechanical. So amazing. Best warranty in the business by far.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody that does do a lot of driving, you're one of, kind of the exception to the rule in our market, and you do a lot of driving, L certified is the way to go. And to know that you could put 200,000 miles on that car.
Still covered.
Now here's the beautiful thing. Using that example of that 2017, you had 5 years of warranty left now. Lexus allows you at time of purchase to extend that another 5 years. So you could leave our dealership with a certified pre-owned vehicle, and you would have 10 years of unlimited mileage warranty, comprehensive warranty from Lexus. Who does that?
Yeah. Yeah, who does that? Yeah, really. That's a perfect way, though, to get into the Lexus brand. If you're looking for a luxury vehicle, L certified,
Oh, my goodness.
start off there.
What better way?
Yeah.
Somebody else paid the depreciation and do it. We also have loaner cars that people love to buy. Those are brand new cars. We keep about 60 to 65 of them in stock. And that's for our folks who come into service, for our phenomenal service. And we give them a loaner car. Or we bring them a loaner car and pick up their car at their house and bring it to our dealership, do the service, wash it, and return it to them. So
how often do you go through those cars?
We keep them in loaner status for 6 to 12 months. Once they're ready to come out of loaner status, they're literally sold to the pre-owned department in our dealership. The service department sells them to the pre-owned department.
Okay.
We take that car and we certify it, and we sell it to our guests. It is the closest thing to buying a brand new car, because even though we have to title it as a pre-owned car, as a used car, which is great because we can certify it and give you that unbelievable warranty, you are actually the first owner of the car. Even though we title it as a used car, and that's what the paperwork says, you're the first owner. So it's the closest thing to buying a new car.
So that's one way to get the almost brand new car, but with the used car warranty.
But you save an average of $8,000 to $10,000 over versus new. So talk about a great program. But that's
and you've got great inventory right now on L certified.
We've got everything under the sun. We've got ISs, we've got ESs, we even have a couple of LSs, we've got RXs, NXs, SUVs. And then on the non-certified, we've got 2 SC430s. Stopped making those in 2010.
Okay.
Convertible. I have a 2012 IS250 convertible. Stopped making those in 14. It's a 2012. It has 10,000 miles on it.
Like new?
So I've got 3 convertibles in stock right now, and people can never find them.
And they're not going to last either.
No, they're not.
Especially now that you just told us about them.
I hope so.
We'll see you next week.
Excellent. Thank you,
Treasure
Veronica.
Coast Lexus, sponsors of Treasure Coast Car Guys. You're listening to WPSL, Port St. Lucie, WSTU, Stewart.